Well, folks, I think it's about time that I disturb my peace, as I like to do every now and then. You know, makes for a good time. I don't know if I said it in the intro yet, because I haven't filmed it, but today's content could be one of the worst things that I have put not only myself, but you as the audience through. I know I'm a big exaggerator, okay? You know, I like to throw things up on the screen like there's explosion, stuff is exploding behind me. Graham, make it stop. I don't think there's really any way to exaggerate the things that I'm speaking about today. The best approach to this is just gonna be to hop right in. I'm gonna introduce you to our subject today. Meet Will Blunderfield. This is someone who has actually been popping on the internet for quite some time now. Let's take a little look at some of the things that he's made himself known for. He's appeared in a couple of documentaries made all about him, one on the CBC and another on Channel 5.
Can you feel that? It's like a powerful tingling in the nuts.
The documentaries aren't so much what we're here to talk about today. They've been around for years. People have seen them. They haven't been super mainstream, but you can go check them out. You'll pretty much end up learning the same stuff that you're gonna learn today. I feel like the best way to describe this guy, though, is, well, he says it himself, he is a double soul shaman. I mean, should I look it up? What is a double soul shaman? Okay, so it's basically a shaman that possesses two souls, allowing them to access deeper spiritual realms. Whatever. What I just described to you is pretty much anything other than what we're about to witness today. I would encourage a deep breath, perhaps a glass of water, perhaps a glass of moonshine, because this is some wicked, truly wicked stuff. Okay. Okay, let's do it.
So fingering the sting portal plays many roles. For me, it's a form of biofeedback. So for example, I got food poisoning, but I've been taking activated charcoal and clay. I love clay. And so now I feel much better, almost 100%. But this biofeedback of sniffing the sting portal by rubbing it will dictate where I am in my healing from food poisoning journey.
Pause. Pause. I know you're asking yourself many questions right now. I know you're asking yourself, what is a stink portal? Oh boy, oh boy, I think you know what it is. I think you know what it is. Can't sugarcoat this one, folks. The guy's rubbing his butthole. He's rubbing his butthole. And I'm gonna be very careful as we talk about this guy today, because he's gonna talk about doing stuff like this a lot, and we're gonna have to start using code words here. Perhaps stinkhole. Yeah, just to catch you up, he recently got food poisoning, and to flush it out, he's been eating activated charcoal and clay. Not sure why he said clay like that. He was like, I like clay. Very 2012 meme cringe voice. Weird.
So fingering the sting portal plays many roles. For me, it's a form of biofeedback.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Stink portal. How disgusting of me to say stink hole instead of stink portal. We barely even grazed the surface of this, my God.
This biofeedback of sniffing the sting portal by rubbing it will dictate where I am in my healing from food poisoning journey.
So he's, oh, Christ.
Wow, that's pretty strong still. Smells like Mexican beans.
Bro, stop. Yeah, you know what that smell is, bro? That is body odor. Yeah, so he's rubbing his asshole and then he's sniffing it to see where he is along his healing journey from food poisoning. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, no wonder this guy got food poisoning if he's rubbing his asshole and sniffing it every day. Oh, okay, wait, look at this comment here. It looks like this isn't the first time he's had food poisoning. Why does this keep happening? Are you sure it's from food? I don't know if we're gonna get a solid answer on that, but here's what all of this has me thinking so far. Obviously, you'd look at this and you'd say, hey, you know what? This is very, very clearly kink content. Okay, actually, that's a lie. It's really complicated. We'll get there later. It's kind of kink content. It kind of isn't. You'll see. This is obviously a very erotic experience for the guy. That cannot be denied. I don't think that the reason he's posting this content is for the sake of eroticism. I truly believe that he thinks he has something to teach here. And it's frightening. Let's do a general little overview on this guy's belief systems here, because I don't know if they exist. Your plump, healthy balls equals your fuel to escape the Matrix. That's why the Matrix tries to drain your balls. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yep, I believe what he's trying to display here is like the most convoluted way of telling people not to jerk off. Lucky for us though, as of the day that I'm filming this, he expounded on this idea yesterday. So guys, I really can't make this up. Let's see what he has to say.
So it's really interesting. The way I know that I'm not fully what the Matrix calls gay is because when I look at beautiful, puffy clams being penetrated by beautiful cannons, my hummus cannon gets gorged and I get a tingling sensation in my nuts.
Okay, okay, folks. This is a doozy. I'm not sure what clams means. I think clams is, I'm assuming that what he's saying here, once again in a very convoluted way, is that the reason he's not gay is because when he witnesses clams being penetrated by, what did he say, a hummus cannon? It gives him a tingling sensation in his ball. He then goes on to say that he's also attracted to men, so the guy's just bi. You know, doesn't really need to go any further than that. You don't need to be talking about, oh, clams. But guys, don't worry, look, don't worry, you're not gay. You're just a Spartan. You're just, yeah, sure. So pretty rough start though, right, folks? I mean, I'm already sweating. You guys know how these things go. When I start to sweat, I start to get worked up. And when I start to get worked up, I start to feel tingling in my... Look, I could sit here all day and try to piece together what he's trying to say about his identity, but I just think that would be a disservice. There is so much more to get into. I'm gonna vomit.
I'm just here and I just took a shit and I'm just rubbing.
Awesome, man. Thanks. No, let's keep going.
I'm just here and I just took a shit and I'm just rubbing the beautiful hairiness. Don't worry, I wiped.
Oh, yeah, that makes it better. Fuck.
But I kind of just put my hand near my stink portal and I just was like, kind of just watching this beautiful girl on Instagram speak, and I just started to like rub my hairy cheeks and getting closer and closer to the stink portal itself and just enjoying the smooth, soft skin with the beautiful hair. And, you know, I used to just not feel sad.
Gonna cut it off there. Guys, I need to be very clear. There's no shame in the game of personal exploration, of bodily exploration, of exploring each other. However, I believe there's a time and a place. There is not a time and a place for this. I'm sorry, there just isn't. Also, why is he always rubbing? Why does he have to say rub? I mean, it's clear that the guy loves his body. I didn't have any doubts about that, but it's like, is there a point where you can love your body too much? I mean, from what we saw in the first video, it's truly seeming like this guy is fingering himself. I'm sorry. It seems like he is penetrating the stink portal so much that it is making him ill at times. We've done a lot of yapping about the stink portal, and about what did he call balls? I think he just called them balls. But it would seem that there's one more part of his body that we haven't really engaged with yet. And dear God, it's time.
So I just made lemonade into the toilet bowl and I filmed it and I put it on my Fansly.
If you stop there, okay, I get it. There's people who are into that. Now let's continue the video and see how he follows it up.
So I just made lemonade into the toilet bowl and I filmed it and I put it on my Fansly. And I'm doing this as an FU to all the in the yoga world who fired me for being unvaccinated. Guess what? Now I make money urinating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the own you think it is. Yeah, baby, this one goes out to all the bullies who kicked me out of yoga studios and businesses because I'm anti-vax. Yeah? Check out my piss. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's really bad, actually. I actually think him being anti-vax is a major player in the contradiction of his personality and beliefs. I'll say it time and time again, sexual liberation is great. It's fine. That is a really good thing to teach. I would argue, though, that promoting extreme sexual liberation alongside anti-vax ideals is super, super dangerous. I mean, you're gonna get hepatitis.
If you need to focus and you have low focus, what you do is just pull back your foreskin. That'll put a pressure on your frenulum, which stimulates the pineal to secrete the God molecule.
There's just no way I'm finishing that video. There's also no way that anything he's saying in that is true. Okay? I'm just not buying it. You know, I'm actually just gonna predict what he's gonna say right now. He's gonna talk about pulling back the skin, giving it a rub, and then sniffing it to give yourself some kind of mental stimulant. You know what? Let's see. Let's place money on it. I owe everyone in the comments 1 billion, no, 5 cents if I'm wrong.
And then you just rub the juicy mushroom.
Ah!
Whoa! And it tingles the balls, and it just gives you, it's like having a dose of espresso or
Hey, Bitsy, we gotta snuggle for a little bit. I'm not feeling too well. Oh yeah, not only did I win the bet, he compared that shit to crystal meth. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt for a second that this guy is a crystal meth user, as well as a foreskin user. What are we calling this? There's one horrifying question lingering in the back of my brain in regards to this video. You know, obviously he's talking about foreskin. But what if you don't... Do you guys see where I'm going with this?
And don't worry, my American brothers, if you're circumcised, what you can do is rub your ball bag and then mix the ball bag smell with a little bit from your stink portal. So just rub the...
I didn't want the question answered. I do kind of find it funny that he covers all the bases, though. Like, every horrible thing that you could possibly think of is covered. Oh. I'm built different. Okay, yeah, sure you are. But are you actually built different? Like Built, the sponsor of today's video? Oh my God, what a setup. Built is a loyalty program that lets you earn points on rent and around your neighborhood. I live in a Built building, I'm not even kidding. Don't look for me. You know what keeps me up at night? Like, the idea of rent. Like, why do I have to pay someone rent consistently every month? Right? It seems pointless. Well, guess what? Built has a solution to that. Now we can earn points off of our rent. Your next big trip, a workout class, a coffee, guys, these are all things that you can be working towards with Built points. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, you'll get exclusive benefits from Built partners. Exclusive benefits from Built partners. Guys, start getting something out of your rent payments and start earning points with Built now by signing up at the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen. And please use my link. Tell them I sent you. You know, it's funny because when I go into projects like this, I really do try to approach it from a don't knock it till you try it angle. I'm not gonna try this. Because if we really want to get technical about things, yes, okay, maybe there is a logical and okay way to teach this. But in all of these videos, it just seems like he's being incredibly unsanitary. So, you know, you watch stuff like this, you know, he's drinking his pee. Least surprising thing I've seen so far, by the way. But like, when Bear Grylls does it, it's cool because he's surviving, and he's vaccinated. Actually, let me just fact check myself here. Is Bear Grylls anti-vax? Bear Grylls and Julia Roberts saw firsthand on their trip to Kenya, vaccines truly save lives. So yeah, it's cool when Bear Grylls does it. Hey, speaking of that, look at this one right here. It looks like he actually has a urine color chart to tell us how to know if your pee is okay to drink. But look at this at the top here, new music incoming. What do you mean new music?
I sip the dawn like a secret song. Golden nectar makes me strong.
Fascinatingly enough, he's kind of got a beautiful voice. He sounds like Bo Burnham singing about drinking piss. Yeah, I too want to know when my pee is entering Flavor Town. I do want to point this out. Someone in the comments did say, still waiting on science-backed benefits there, bud. He replied to this. He said, urea, which is one of the main therapeutic compounds in urine, has been widely studied. just type it in on PubMed and go hog wild. This is actually a very common tactic that's used within the conservative community when they're being combated on their ideas. You know, they have a lot of trigger phrases that can easily shut people up. It's what cult leaders use to keep their members in line. I'm not kidding. So, you know, for example, with conservatism, if they try to spit out some baseless fact and you say, where did you get this from? They'll usually come back to you and say something like, do your own research. You know, telling someone else to just look it up is a lot easier than explaining your bullshit. Because it's bullshit. But yeah, I just think that's another example of very misleading tactics. It's not safe. It feels really dangerous. This does bring me to his music journey, though. I gotta know more about this music. Take a look at this video. Two things. Number one, Graham, I'm so sorry. I know that we're about an hour into filming this. I'm so sorry. Do what you have to do with him down here. I'm sorry.
They put his face on the guy's bum. It's on his bum.
The second thing is a very regrettable statement. The guy's kind of got pipes, all right? I can't deny it. This is live singing. And he's kind of killing it. I don't understand this guy. How can you simultaneously be a double soul shaman and the next American Idol? Maybe those are the two souls. By the way, not to totally shock you, but most of what we've looked at so far, with the exception of the first video that I showed you, all of this has happened within the past week. I'm not joking. This guy has 6,500 posts on his Instagram. Well, like hell, we were gonna get through all of them. Look at this video though. Now he's singing it. This is awesome. Look, he's killing it. Oh yeah, that is until you look on the side here. You see a little comment that he added. High notes hit different when there's no underwear as a buffer. There is an infant in the corner. Meanwhile, you are belting your life away, just letting the stink portal fly. My gooch started vibrating as soon as you hit those high notes. Mine too. He calls this his hummus-fueled sack-breathing performance. So, I think that's the first time anyone's ever had a hummus-fueled sack-breathing performance. You know, at this point, you're probably just thinking, like, can it actually get any worse? Yep, because alongside all the other bizarre shit that he does, he just consistently rattles off the most batshit insane opinions I have ever heard.
One problem with Mexico is there are too many dogs and nobody knows how to train their dogs here.
Okay, right? We're just gonna glaze over that? Wait, did I just say glaze over that? Guy's really getting into my head. Yeah, the guy just made the blanket statement that people in Mexico don't know how to train their dogs. Is he just like observing things and drawing his own conclusions just because? Probably. You know, I'm really confused. Is it racism? Is it stupidity? Is it both? What's very clear is that while he's obviously trying to give advice, so we've established that. It's very clear rage bait. You know, it's interaction bait. He can't really seem to pick a struggle though. You know, he's like, I'm not gay, but I am gay, and I have food poisoning, but I gotta keep fingering that butthole. And then he's like, wait, I gotta make a slightly racist statement about all of Mexico. Oh yeah, also, I think that Canada should be the 51st state. Yep, and he quotes South Park to prove his point. So if you wanted a little read of his intelligence level, there you go. This is really why I'm like, what the hell is going on with this guy? He doesn't have any clear affiliation whatsoever. Look at this. He is killing insects by fumigating them with his own farts. I would do that, but I wouldn't post it, okay? I wouldn't post it. There's not a bug behind me right now. I feel like at this point, the best thing to do is just do a little bit of roulette, right? You know, just kind of roll the dice and see what happens.
We're peeing. Bros peeing together. Let's go.
As per your request.
Yeah. Nice stream.
Yeah, bro, you got a good stream.
Okay, I take it back. This is kink posting. This is kink posting. Holy cow. But with that in mind, I don't really love this whole narrative of I'm not gay. You're clearly gay a little bit.
I have an amazing cock that is bringing amazing manifestations into my life.
I mean, this is like probably the gayest thing you can do without actually being gay, right? Please. I've never witnessed someone who views the world in this way. Just contradiction after contradiction after contradiction. My argument to this would be like, just live your life. Do what you want. Like, don't try and prove any points to anyone. You have nothing to prove. And if you had something to prove, you've already done it. I mean, it gets to a point, man.
People think calling themselves queer or straight makes them so unique, when really both the label queer and straight, it's exactly the same. It's just a tool the Matrix uses to divide and control us.
I really think this is just a projection of an insecurity that he has about his identity. And that's fine to have insecurities about that, but then like, don't make it seem like a problem for everyone else, if that makes sense. Labels can certainly be discriminatory in some communities, but it's really irresponsible to frame clear identity as a problem. A lot of people spend their entire life becoming comfortable with their identity, and I just don't think that this is a good way to uplift that idea.
You're here to be happy. You're here to shine. You're here to suck hummus cannons. Organic ones are best.
So let's break this one down real quick, shall we? Good God. He's just talking about sucking. He's talking about sucking. That is quite literally, by definition, a homosexual activity.
So many dudes wear their little backwards hats. They think they're so cool with their little snapbacks on. I'm sorry, but it's like, you're not cool. You're just like a sheep. Like all the male social media influencers, they're either wearing tank tops, shirtless, they're posting their gym stuff with their backwards hats. It's so boring.
Okay, but isn't that what you're doing? That's what you're doing by literally posting videos of you pissing! From an outside perspective, it would seem that all this guy cares about is othering himself. No one cares if you're doing circle jerk sessions on Zoom with your buddies. That's fine. You don't have to post that to prove a point. You don't have to post this.
So I just had the best poo. It's still happening. It's kind of mid-poo.
Oh, thank you.
My body loves Canadian food, I just have to say. I love that it's organic. I love that it's cold up here, so it stays fresh. I love the water. It's so glacial.
This whole like meme voice that he does, it's just sickening. I don't know if I want to do any more of this.
There's all these dudes who call themselves straight. And there's all these dudes who call themselves queer. And what I really want to say is it's actually queer to be straight, because that's the abnormal aberration of our DNA. Our Spartan, samurai, Celtic, druidic ancestral lineages, before the Matrix took over, promulgated a deep bro-bonding experience of stink portals.
See, this is my thing. Is like, I don't understand his beliefs. I don't even know what his idea of the Matrix is. I think what we're dealing with here is just really uninformed, bizarre, and dangerous. The guy is an all-around loose cannon, loose hummus cannon. And because I can't handle any more of him, I'll leave you with this. I'd like to remind everyone that you can be whatever you want to be. There's no type of ruling over who should have an identity, who shouldn't have an identity, what you can call yourself, what you can't call yourself. In all fairness, his refusal to subscribe to these notions is also okay. If you don't want labels, you don't need to have them. But, like I said before, don't blame people for giving themselves labels. I would trust that most people watching these videos would not take identity advice from this guy. But what he's doing here is blurring the lines of right and wrong, which can be really confusing for people that are struggling with their identity. And with that out of the way, do not post videos of yourself rubbing your stink portal. That's incredibly unhealthy. You are an unvaccinated individual fingering yourself, putting it very close to your mouth and saying, no, that's not what gave me food poisoning. That wasn't it. At the end of the day, it's bait. I fell for the bait. But, you know, what would internet content be without a little bit of bait? I'm pretty shocked and stunned from the recording process of this video, but if you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. This was, I mean, I can't wait for Graham to send this back to me because I don't know what this video is even gonna be.
It's on his bum.
If you feel like you are struggling with identity, feelings about identity, or just need someone to talk to, I'm actually gonna throw up the LGBTQIA+ hotline, the national hotline on screen right now. You can call them at any time and get yourself some help if you need it. That being said, don't show that hotline number to Will Blunderfield. He would probably, like, fart on it. Guys, I love you very much. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Andy King. I don't know. Until next time, woof. Woof, 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 Graham. Woof, woof, woof. Can you put that in there? Okay, that's all I'll ask you to do. Bye, folks!